Hello. It has been a while since I streamed. This is a new streaming program with its own quirks and differences. You'll notice, for example, that the chat looks different on the screen a little bit. That's fine, probably. It looks more smooth and left than I remember it, but it's also just been a while. So, yeah, new program. Bear with me in case there's any weirdness with the audio or visual angles. Let's kill Goofy. He's dead now. His theme can cease. And we're over here. I have to turn the audio of the game on. So, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV after a considerable amount of time. Hopefully the audio's fine, but we'll see as we go with the loud battle noises and whatnot. Sucro's apartment got hella decorated since last time it was on camera. I took it as a personal challenge to try and fill as many of the allowed item space as possible. I'm up to like 88 out of 100, I think. I can't really figure out what to do with the remaining ones, but we have a lot going on here. Cat tree with bird mobile, very dangerous. Bibliopiles over here. Secret merchant cat. Back this way. I believe there's also a secret haircut bell. Yes, there is. Then we have in here, there is a cozy bed with mini plush. I can stand on this one. There's a cozy bath with mini friend. There are lots of secret techniques used in this. For example, there's a hidden bench here so that you can do this. You can sit. And there is also... I should unmute alerts. Oh. How did you know they were muted? Ah, that is how you knew. Oh, geez. Thank you for the $20. You shouldn't be tipping me money. You're trying to raise money. That's the opposite. Aya, please. But yeah, tips are available now too. That's also a feature. You can donate directly to me. Yeah. Other furniture features. There's a secret table under this bed so that I could place the plushie friends on top of it. There's a secret table under here so that the shark can do research and have a carbuncle, because it's a sharkinist, like an arcanist, you see. And the table also sort of sticks out a little bit to make shelves on the fish tank. It's good. I'm pleased with it. Let me just... Anyway. So, yeah, as this goes, let me know if there's any qualms with the audio or visual, because things are new and different and strange. We are in uncharted territory, at least for me. In addition, I also have a new controller, which hopefully is a little less audible. But it might not be. But also, nobody cares about that except for me, so whatever. Wait, if the alert was supposed to have audio that didn't play? Really? Hold on. I think it might just be quiet. Like, I just repeated the alert there. Also, I have the alert messages turned off for right now because I couldn't figure out how to, like, get all the text in since it was getting cut off. I need to mess more with Stream Elements. I need to summon the elemental powers of streaming. And there was a message with that said, let's see how this goes. But I heard the audio. The overlay needs to be on the same track, like audio track? Well, alright. We'll figure that out later. It's a little less intuitive than the previous streaming program, which turned out to be the evil product of sin. So we can't use that one. Anyway, let's resume with the actual game. And if any problems come up, I can be alerted to that. Let's see what our retainers are giving us today. Platinum ring. Even the retainers are past the level cap of where we are in the game at this point. You might notice that I'm level 79 out of the current cap of 80 when I haven't gotten to Heavensward yet. Incidentally, Endwalker is coming out soon, and I haven't gotten to Heavensward yet. There's a non-zero probability that I'll be playing through Heavensward with Sage, so that'll be something. That'll have at least some value, probably. So yeah. I guess we might as well get to the part where we go. How do I play this game again? Oh, jeez. I keep thinking journal will be in logs, but it is not. Well, I can turn that in at some point. Here we go. Get through an expansion in a day or two of streaming? No way. Consider the usual length of my streams. Heavensward is not 7 hours long. I might get to Heavensward in a bit, but who knows? Hello. Hello. Also, hopefully the text on the screen looks fine. It is different and weird, but yeah. We'll all get used to it together. Let's read the inspector's log to catch up on what the hell's going on, because it's been 3 weeks. What was my Hildibrand voice? Inspector's log. I've arrived in Costa del Sol. Somewhere in the realm, the masked fiend I pursue sets a leering eye on a poor, defenseless young maiden. A case that cries out for a gentleman inspector, if ever there were one. Employing my own stupendous powers of disguise, I've concealed myself among a group of brass blades, hoping to ascertain the identity of the lapis maiden mentioned by the thief. Thus far, I've gleaned little save for war stories and tales of drinking prowess, but I'm certain it's only a matter of time before the answer is within my grasp. It's probably close to what I was doing. Employing her finely honed reporter's senses, Ellie has tracked down the identity of the lapis maiden, the daughter of a prominent Uldan trader by the name of Arabella, whose beauty has been the talk of the town. I think this is actually not Hildibrand here, this is just the narration. Beauty has been the talk of the town, despite no one actually having seen her in the flesh. She further explains that a maiden has recently been betrothed to the son of a Luminson trading mogul, and is to make a rare public appearance at a banquet to be held in the couple's honor. Surmising that the thief is likely to strike, Ellie declares her intention to travel to Costa del Sol and speak with the bride's father, Gugaremu, and invites you to come along. Dealing with rich people in Costa del Sol again already. What a fine way to return. If I'm remembering right, this might be a portion where Hildibrand does something that could be potentially uncomfortable for certain people. And I don't actually know. It's weird. He does something that Joseph Joestar also did. And it wasn't great either time that it happened in these media pieces. He does that sometime. I don't know if it's right now. I feel like it's right now. So prepare for that. They probably handle it a little bit better, but this is the early portion of the game where people don't handle things great. Not as well. This is Master Gugaremu of the East Aldenar Trading Company and father of the bride. Let's see what he can tell us. Let's see what he can tell us. You're not one of my associates. The banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. So, okay, so, Gegaruju is Hotel Mario, so this guy is Super Show Luigi. That was my brain logic. Except I'm not as good at that voice. His name is so similar that it has to be a parallel version. I don't think this is the guy murdered in those quests. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might have just a moment of... Ah, yes, that two-gill sensationalist rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief in his letter to challenge. If you've come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I assure you that your concern's entirely unwarranted. That's not a bad voice. I'm just not as good at it. I've not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue or a magic balloon or something. God. I've been spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy. I paid off the cops, Mario! Why are they all grinning like that? Stop grinning like that. The brass blades of the Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them can once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be the last. He's last. I have to practice reading again. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? It's Briarden. God, the Hildibrand quests. Consulting Inspector Briarden, your reputation precedes you. And what, pray tell, would you propose? I promise some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. I hope you tuned into this stream for ridiculous voice acting. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious gil. Very well. Let's see if your reputation's deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Cue Hildibrand. Shortly. Imagine if Hildibrand just wasn't here, and this was actually just the Briarden questline. That would be a lot different. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector, after you slipped under our noses the last time, what makes you so confident you can catch our thief this time around? A man may boast of 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it's painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now, the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I've already narrowed the field. It's Sucro. No, it's not. Arabella's betrothed, Vanez, would be an obvious target for our thief. So too would be his father, Morgant. Yalto Noto and his wife, Sainana, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Gugaremu himself. Finally, we have Lewinhart, a steward of Gugaremu's estate, and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. And we have this plate of fish. All the key players, save for the Lapis Maiden herself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. Also notice who's on the right here. We will begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. Destroyed. Why is Nashu excited about this? Hildibrand Manderville, I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. All the brass blades are still clapping. The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briarden. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. His head's still moving, even though he's face down on the ground. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the Maiden Zara as only a Manderville man can. I hope he still has the fish on his head. Now they both pose as a team. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we've not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life, is at stake. I also look at Nashu in the. Oh, you can't see that. Hold on. Where is it? Where's my? Nashu's hiding in the corner over here. Sneakily. From one gentleman to another, let's put aside our differences. I would welcome your assistance in this case. Me assist you? Aren't you a funny man? Oh, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. Yeah, the direction of these is really good. They do the most that they can with the game's engine. It's really well done. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. Well, I know this may be asking much. Do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I'll be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. Also, regarding how you want Nashu's pose, I don't know if you knew this, but the female Mikote pose emote is what she's doing this whole time. Sucro can do this. Oh, Hildibrand has removed the fish and the disguise. It is not by fate's whimsy that I've been reunited here today, friend. You are destined to be by my side as I apprehend the fiend and defend the fair maiden's virtue. Okay. Nashu, are you falling asleep? No, she's just talking. She's doing alright. Oh, my chocobo's stabled. Oh no. Well, that's fine. Boaster can have a nap. Inspector Briarden seems to have taken a liking to you. You should be proud. As you can see by his treatment of someone we know, the man doesn't suffer fools lightly. That's fair. Oh yeah, I can't actually use my chocobo as a mount while he's stabled either. No, not stabs. Boaster has not been stabbed. It's okay. Given that I can't... I mean, I could drive a car everywhere. Maybe since it's the Hildibrand quest, I need to do the sillier option and just drive this giant car, and it'll be fine. Anyway, you've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? I'm a cat, and named Sucro. An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Oh, shut it. Now answer me this, Sucro. You were there when the Phantom Thief in the guise of Lady Derilda stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? That is for me to know. I mean, both of these are correct. Though the mannerisms weren't completely perfect, it was mostly probably the appearance. The obvious answer, and yet all too many. A certain self-styled gentleman comes to mind, could not recognize a clue if it hit them upside the face. Your observation is astute. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It's this stone that allows him to change appearances at will. Clearly our man is no ordinary thief. Magics far outside the grasp of common folk are at his disposal. This in itself gives us insight into his identity and his ways. And yet this is not what caught my eye. No, from movements to mannerisms, to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Derilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. He must spend 7 days and 75 gold pieces in order to do this, with every target. The assassin subclass of the thief in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is quite strange. Let me go into a detailed ramble about why this is. Anyway, all the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago, months, when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our phantom, Sucro. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? Now, thinking about it, the brass blades, like, just trying to think about this logically, since I don't remember who it is, actually, the guests would be harder to emulate due to a lot of them being Lalafell. And thus, like, I don't know if the glamour mask or whatever we've got going on can change your height. Maybe, again, I'm thinking too much of Dungeons & Dragons here, because, like, alter self and whatnot cannot change the size of creature you are, and I've just got that on the brain. But I would probably say well, but then again, the brass blades were not... They took longer to be added to the group of people here, probably. But they would also be unassuming. Like, I feel like the brass blades are more likely, but probably Briarden's going to tell me it's obvious. Or maybe not. Precisely. Actually, I keep calling him Briarden, but is it like Briardian? Because there's another letter in there. What if Briardian... Briarden is better. What if he was the imposter the whole time? Clearly, you're far less useless than the bumbling inspector whose company you keep. Okay, Briarden? Yeah, I guess the I can be silent because he's an elf. And they do that. They have, like, names in which most of the letters aren't real. Or not pronounced. Anyway, strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please. A fearsome reputation to scare away any who'd draw near enough to realize something was amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. Deducing as much, I've made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who'd not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the blades has been assigned to serve as bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not his answer will reveal the current identity of the thief. Our thief would not have had time to carry the unconscious man far. I'll canvass the immediate area. I don't know what accent I slipped into one word for that. You'll begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol. Very well. I will do as you suggest. With my very stealthy, gigantic car. So we haven't gotten into any combat yet, but how are the audio levels? And how are the visuals? I haven't dropped any frames or anything, and I assume the quality is fine. Because it's been fine on, like, my recordings and stuff. Well, that was easy. Thanks to my detective sense, I know exactly where things are. And Briarden knows exactly where I am. Excellent. You're one of the less incompetent You're one of the less incompetent assistants I've worked with. Thank the gods! Please free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive! There. Now tell me all you can remember about what happened to you, and try to be brief. We just arrived in Costa del Sol. Had a briefing of sorts. Master Gugaremu gave us each our orders, who we'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped to my skivvies. Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Gugaremu. Who was to be your charge? My memory's hazy, but... one was Morgant, the father of the groom. The other was a Lalafellan gent from Limsa. Yalto Nolto. Now try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lewenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies and that sort of thing. Morgant, Yalto, Nolto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of the gods, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence. Nod. I bet he's causing a lot of trouble at this very moment. By the way, a fancy feature of my new controller is, this has nothing to do with anything, is that it has extra buttons, which I've mapped to also be the left and right stick clicking in L3 and R3. So I can press a button to do sprint or focus target, which is what I have on those buttons. Isn't that fancy? There's also LEDs and like a microphone jack, which I'm not using. Also, because it's a video gamer item, the controller has a name like Spectra Infinity or something. What's going on over here? Yep, same dialogue there. Ah, there you are, friend, and not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did you and Inspector Bryden's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? I'm a cat, and yes. Morgant, Yalto, Nolto, and the steward Lewenhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I'd considered them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the inspector returns. Fear not, friend, the inspector shall be none the wiser, ha! If he'd hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there is one of our suspects standing suspiciously over that canopy under there. Under that canopy. Just you wait, fiend, I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. I don't think Briarden's line of inquiry is pinpointing these people as suspicious. He was probably going to question the remaining brass blades as to who they were supposed to guard and find one that was, like, wrong about it as a first guess. Even though we've established that the thief is good at taking on the character of whoever he has captured or whatnot. I should say whoever they have captured, because we don't know their identity. This was kind of a quick event, so they might not know yet. The lucky father of the groom-to-be, or the fiend who would sully the maiden's virtue. In a matter of moments, all shall be revealed. I am Vans, heir to the chairmanship of the Brugair Consortium. And who exactly were you again? I'm sorry, I just realized I don't particularly care. Rude. All I've done to raise Arabella to be a beautiful young woman has been in anticipation of this day. I've never been more proud to call myself her father. That voice is making me laugh. Anyways. Stand back, friend. The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The merest slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives in danger. I feel like my Hildibrand voice isn't ridiculous enough. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill, that you might record every word I employ as the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Mandeville men of ages past, to reveal our foe. I can think of few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. I think that was my Nashu. Capital! This is why you're my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Good evening, Master Gruguremu, and a fine evening it must be for you most of all. Allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. Wait a minute. No, Hildibrand's. That's not the correct... What is this nonsense? Arabella's my daughter, you... Just who in the seven hells are you, anyway? Gods! Now hold your chocobos, Guguremu. I recognize the lad. This is Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the phantom thief, are ye? Have ye? I reckon we owe this man our gratitude, aye, Vans? The phantom thief? Balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all. Ha ha. He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such an effete, fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. Ah, that's me, Vans, ever calm in the face of danger. Truly his father's son. A worthy heir to the Brugair Consortium, and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. I foresee many years of prosperity for our families, or family, I should say. Ho ho! Which reminds me, Master Vans, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent me some months ago. It's not left her neck since that day. Oh, that little trinket? 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter that the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we're wed. Ah ha ha ha. Lots of laughing in this set of dialogue. And yeah, that is the most suspicious thing that's happened so far, for sure. That guy being like, Hildibrand's good. Absolutely. Oh, hey. It's someone to ban. How do I do this again? There we go. The time-honored Mandeville art of parley. We'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgan not spoken up on your behalf. It's okay. Don't worry about it. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Ha! Let us not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Don't worry about it. One benefit of the overall situation of my stream is that it's kind of a slow pace, so it's not too much of a trouble to pick out and deal with any troublemakers, I suppose. But thank you for your efforts. Anyway. I look grumpy all the time now that I'm a cat. I think that's just how cats work, though. Whoops, I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of families before confronting Yalto Notel and Lewinhart, who've aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. Nashu, are you writing on the cover of a book instead of inside of the book? Or is that just a limitation of that animation? Anyways. Vans is me own flesh and blood, heir to the Brugair Consortium. That's the Hotel Mario voice I've slipped into by accident. It barely needs saying that he'd settle for no less than the most storied beauty in the realm over. That's better. I'm Vans, heir to the chairmanship of the Brugair Consortium. And who exactly were you again? Oh wait, that's the same. Okay, that's the same too. They were all the same actually, probably. Hey Weiss Kate, how are you doing? Yeah, the block button when you need to ban someone is more obvious, so it's not that well constructed, honestly. Oh, how I'm looking forward to meeting Miss Arabella. They say many a song is sung of her beauty. Mind you, there was a song or two sung of me in the day. Renting out Master Gagaruch's private property would be almost unthinkable for most folk. But Gil talks, and neither the Brugair Consortium nor the East Aldenard Trading Company are in any danger of running their coffers dry. Also an arbitrary voice I've selected there. Okay, Nashu is in fact writing on paper. She's got a notebook. She's not writing anything, but that's more excusable. Same animation in both cases. Yalto, Nolto, and Lewinhart. One of those two wears a mask, but which? With a few words, all will be revealed. It's either going to be the person we least suspect, or like the person who said Hildibrand was good, or one of the brass blades like Riordan thinks, or literally none of the above. It's going to be like Nashu or something. I don't remember. Time for another wacky Lalafell voice, probably. I've not seen your faces around here. With the East Aldenard Trading Company, are ye? Why, yes, good sir. Very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Aldenard Trading Company. Ha ha ha. Oh, pleasure to meet you. Do tell. This Lapis maiden as lovely as they say. Sainana here's no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years. No offense intended, my dear. But where are me manners? Yalto Nolto of the Brugair Consortium, and this is me wife, Sainana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the many moons and years to come. I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses couldn't be happening at a better time, with all manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Just the other day, a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragoras. Nasty buggers, a lot of 'em. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of... You've heard of the Mandragoras, haven't you? But of course, I once spent a year honing body and mind with the Fist of Ralgar. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra once a day. And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the Mandragoras, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time? A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, me lady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Now she was falling asleep again. Settle down, Sainana. Forgive me, wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure. And with that, I'd best go prepare me speech. Carry on, lads. That's also possible. Criminy! None of those three were suspicious in the least. But we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there's a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak so fast, Inspector. Sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope, he of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Briarden will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let us investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lewenhart spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Briarden will be back before long. Come, Nashu, this is no time to delay. Honestly, that's not a bad plan. Like, we don't have many leads right now, and that is something that we can look at. I've heard of worse plans. Most of them were also Hildibrand's plans, but I've heard of them. Apparently we're doing this in a leisurely stroll sort of way. I could ride a car over to the quest, but I'm not. Some of these coconuts don't look like coconuts. Uh-oh. Look at this! Now there's water! Now there isn't! Now there's water! Nashu. Nashu is completely fascinated by the tide. Incredible. Anyway. Yeah, that's a bomb. That's an explosive. That's probably Nashu's fault, though, honestly. These crates must contain the foodstuffs of which Master Lewenhart spoke. At a glance, they do not appear particularly suspicious, but our investigation must not be deterred. Hildibrand, there is just a bomb here. There's 3 bombs. They're clearly a bombs. That's good speaking. Crates of assorted foodstuffs and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. It appears our man Lewenhart spoke true? Ye gods! Are those explosives I spy concealed amongst the coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear we found our phantom thief after all. I don't think the phantom thief would use explosives. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely. Yeah. Nashu, far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation? Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either? Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event I fear it's somewhat misdirected. Now set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistant you are. Driftwood, huh? That's probably important. Given that the camera focused on it. I say, we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briarden is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon this scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Briarden, explode, fiery demise. Got it. Are you sure about that? Don't look now, but someone's returned at the absolute worst possible time. Is he standing on the ocean? Briarden? You two are supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briarden come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire. Sucro and I will see the inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it. Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu. We shall return for your creations once Inspector Briarden has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. It's funny how Ellie is, like, doing her best to help these people that she says that she hates. Or, like, exudes an aura of dislike. There's the driftwood. Is it just gonna stay there? Probably. Wait, yeah, Briarden was... Oh, wait, no, you can walk here. Briarden was not walking on water. Though it would have been funny if you were. All we have to do is lure him away from these crates. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? Oh, no. I know where this is going, I think. So Hildibrand has managed thus far to not destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Indeed. But enough about Hildibrand. Sucro and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Ah, yes, that spot over there by the crates should suffice. There, of all places? Surely we could find somewhere more scenic. I'm not here on vacation. I'm here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector. Privacy indeed. Bloody hells, don't worry, Sucro. I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of the bombs. God, this game, this quest line, I should say. Well, it doesn't seem like he's been led clear of the bombs. I think the tide is rising. We really should move to higher ground. There's the driftwood again. Why are we focusing on that? There's the bombs. And coconuts. And looks of concern. Is it just me, or is there a bit of a chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm? Nod, nod. I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. God. Though the questioning of a brass blade attacked by our quarry, through the questioning, I have identified the three most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yalto Nolto, and Lewenhart. Oh, well. The three of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over... Ahem, are the two of you listening? Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. Nod, nod. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you are right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue our conversation elsewhere. Ah, but there's no need. Wait here, and I shall build us a fire. In the rain, next to bombs. Ha-ha! Methinks the inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. I forget how to say that word. But there's driftwood right there. That's what it's for. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly. Infinitesimal? Okay. And as fortune would have it, I just happened to have a flintstone on my person. Nashu, no! Incorrect. Oh boy. Infinitesimal. There's no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the inspector's veins, but ice. I could not fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch. Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Whee, it's flying! What have we here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. The twitch of her mouth there. Could this be another challenge from the fiend? No? God. Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual cards, you see. Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Nod, nod. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Oh, there are 2 more pages. Uh-oh. She's gonna sneeze. Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. It's not the lapis maiden alone that shall come to harm. Oh, I forgot that this happened with what she was writing. It's more direct than his previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what's this talk of another victim? The final page holds the answer, no doubt. The final page? Confounding Inspector Briarden will meet a fiery demise. Ah! Nashu, please. The freaking music. And everyone. The slow motion. God. I really forgot what they did and how much they did in these. I love that the player character gets in on the facial expressions and emoting styles of this a little bit. Nashu? I didn't know they actually had a sneeze sound effect in this game anywhere. Quite honestly. Yep. Perfect. Sucro is fine though. You saw through the fiend's ruse, but how? Let's just call it reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? Ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for wear? You have my gratitude. Hooray, they're friends now. Also, Hildibrand is having some trouble. Hildibrand Mandeville, were you able to learn aught of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance lest the others come to harm. Vigilance, yes, vigilance is the order of the day. What in the name of the gods? Those teeth, those vegetables cost a fortune, and they're ruined, ruined! Agent of inquiry, more like agent of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies that you destroyed before the banquet begins, or I'll see the entire lot of you rot in jail. Famous quote of Luigi. Well, what do you have to say about this, Nashu? Is that a fish? I'm getting hungry. Of course. Clearly, our thief has decided that my prodigious intellect presents the greatest threat to his schemes. Perhaps he's a more clever man than I thought. Thanks to our quick thinking, the bombs are no more and the inspector is none the wiser. 'Tis a shame to see good food go to waste, though. Those coconuts looked positively luscious. I would ask how he survived an explosion at point-blank range, but something tells me that's one more mystery better left unsolved. You're probably right about that. Alright, let's drive my funny car over here. Hey, Lewinhart. I don't know why I'm talking to you, but I am. The whole gang's here. What was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not, the fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Guguremu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Good gods, this is no thief, this is a madman. As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contained imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days, with the Mandragoras at large. Even if I were to place the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. The Mandragoras? I've heard of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? The rarest was an import from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Orzian dragon pepper, save for its color, which was a deep purple. Methinks you dost worry too much, Master Lewinhart. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of these overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary Mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of the Gerbera proved unable to resist them. Oh, a formidable foe indeed. Were only there a brave soul in our midst with a want for taking on fearsome enemies, with not a shred of concern for her own well-being. Your eyes, friend, they speak to me. They say yes, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner. Crow's not so sure about this. You are truly a godsend, adventurer. One Sundhimal of the Yellow Jackets has been charged with defending the roads from the Mandragoras. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Guguremu is like to cook me instead. Please, friend, you're my only hope. A gentleman would never let a lady face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. Well, guess we're doing that. Time to go to Limsa Lominsa. Also, that seems likely. Oh, I realized one thing that my chat used to do and is not doing anymore. It used to disappear after a certain time, but now it's just kind of there. That's probably what some of the custom code was in the fiendish streaming program default text thing that let me do that. There's probably a way to do that as well. You just need to do something fancier about it. Anyway, where am I going? Right over here, it turns out. I just have to wait for everyone to load in. Or I could suddenly stop doing this and abruptly take on the Blue Mage questline instead. But I won't. It is right over there, but I won't do that. If you'll come for the Mandragoras, I fear you're half a bell too late, as were we, blast it all. To hear the poor merchant tell it, no sooner had he opened his cargo hold to check on a shipment of vegetables, than did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. Fled his own vessel in sheer terror, he did. By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. The merchant left for Aleport, hoping to recoup his losses. If you've a mind to go after the culprits, you might lend an ear to his sad tale. Ah, is the thrill of the chase not invigorating, friend? The ferry docked by Fisherman's Bottom will carry us to Aleport. Let us be swiftly on our way. Or I could teleport to there as well. I'm not sure if it's a problem for the text to not fade of the chat. I mean, I don't know. It looks a little odd with how it's cut off there, but that's fine, probably. I'm no graphics professional. I mean, I guess not professional, but I'm not like an amateur. Well, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. That's just thinking out loud arbitrarily. Oh, I've remembered something. Since the last time I streamed, there's been a variety of settings that I have changed so that other players' names and whatnot will not appear. Also, other players will, when their names do appear, such as in the party list, they will be abbreviated slightly. I tried abbreviating both portions to just like the initials, so Sucro would be SF. But the first time I did that, I immediately got 3 questionable 2-letter abbreviations that made me decide to only abbreviate the first initial. But yeah, that's why you're not seeing a bunch of player names floating above their heads and all that. But if I click on, say, this random person, we can see that she's named Korijin Hatgo. And it says K Hatgo over there. Hatgo is a valid lore tribe name for the Zayla, I think they're called? That kind of aura? I forget what that tribe does. All of the tribes have things that they do. And someone could, if they wanted to, learn what a Hatgo does right now. In fact, I'm kind of curious. I've been thoroughly derailed. Time for the research. Typity type. A tribe recently massacred by the Dotharl. The only members surviving are those who left the tribe to travel on their own and were not present during the killing. The Hatgo were known for their vibrant face paints, which members would constantly change depending on their current mood. Fascinating. We're not going to get to any portion where that's completely relevant. Actually, that's never going to be relevant directly, but hey, do you have... You don't really have face paint, but you are covering most of your face with a bandana. Anyway, enough of my distracted by lore tangent there. But yeah, I would say out of the Zayla tribes, that one makes sense. Oh, wait, really? What, is, like, Yugiri one of them? I don't think that's true. I think she's a Rhine, not a Zayla. That's, like, the only Aura that shows up soon. Spoilers. I have the no spoilers tag, but spoilers. Anyway. What are we doing? Oh, they're related... Oh, yeah! I forgot about the Alexander plot. I actually don't know... That's another good point. I don't know how much of the optional side stuff I'll be streaming. I don't know. Alexander is really good, and I should stream it, but also I'm so far behind, and Endwalker is so soon, that I don't know when or if I should stream stuff like that. Like, obviously, I'm taking my time now to do Hildibrand stuff, but that might have been a mistake, as great as it is. Maybe I should have done this later. I don't know. Eek, don't sneak up on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip or murderous eggplant or something like that. Think I just do you? You'd be singing a different tune if a shot of tomato juice almost took out your eye as it did mine. My eye! By the time I'd regained me wits, they'd already set sail with me ship and me livelihood. I'm ruined. If I ever see another bleeding onion till the end of me days, it'll be too soon. What about a bloomin' onion? Is that okay? I don't... Unless a bleeding onion is like a regional variant of that dish, maybe. Hey Hildibrand, I can't talk to you, so you have nothing to contribute. Seeds of rebellion. They're not kidding about the vegetables. I forgot that the vegetables were involved with Hildibrand quests, but they do exist. To hear most say it, the Mandragoras are a nasty lot, a right pain in the arse to farmers and provisioners the realm over. There's a non-zero chance that Sucro has dealt with Mandragoras in her past, like, original character lore, actually, now that I think about it. But let me tell you, friend, that ain't the least of it. Freeing their fellow fronds from our larders and tables is but the beginning. The bulbous blackguards have a far grander scheme. Revolution. Blackguards? Blackguards? I think that's the same thing. Maybe? That's just kind of how it shows up when you're speaking that like that. Hold on. Research. A scoundrel. Got it. Archaic. A man who uses foul language in front of a woman. Yeah, I bet vegetables do this. Madness, you say? Take a ferry to the Isles of Umbra and see with your own eyes. A veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. This muscle-bound fellow with the dim expression. I could swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me, if it ain't the undead overlord, what fancies himself a gentleman inspector? Which would make you... Aye, could it be? The adventurer what bested the thieving duelist in single combat? Wait. Did we do that? Sure, I think so. Well, bugger me and call me inspector. Tell me, is it true the duelist traveled with a demon bird whose crow could split the heavens? Oh, we didn't do it in single combat, technically. But that's neither here nor there. Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. That's exactly the fate we're in for if we don't nip this revolution in the bud, and I mean that literally. As we speak, the Mandragoras are planting themselves a whole army of their own kind on the Azambra. You'd be doing the realm a favor if you could go down there and uproot them for the harvest comes. So Sucro actually gets to do some farming, in a sense. Many a case have I solved in my day, but I've not matched witch with sentient plant life before. This should prove quite exhilarating. To the Isles of Umbra. So what they should do in Endwalker is add Hildibrand as a trust dungeon partner. End of statement. That's the whole statement. They should do that. His class would just be listed as inspector, and it would be like It'd be like one of the class nameplates, but with no icon in it. It would just be a blank icon. Probably like a DPS colored one, or whatever role he was filling. And he would probably do nothing useful. On purpose. Anyway, here's a Mandragora bud. It arguably would be helpful to have my Chocobo at this point. However, I'm also level 79. Distant voice. Oh yeah, Mandragoras speak in symbols. Circle X triangle, circle, circle, X triangle, square. But you can call them Gino. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. You might remember this area as a place where there was a guy I didn't like. But he's not here right now. Circle, circle, X square, circle. I don't know how to read aloud a circle that is a different circle than the other circle. So it's just a circle. Since I'm level 79, I have almost all of the currently in the game Scholar abilities, by the way, which means I can do some ridiculous things when my level's not synced, probably. Can't summon the Seraph yet. Also, some of these you have to learn from a quest, so I don't actually have them. Including ones that are, like, really important, like, Indomitability, I think? Which is an instant group heal. I don't have this because it's the first Scholar quest. But I can do much fancier versions of my basic attacks, like Broil 3! Broil 3 is funny because you're supposed to get Broil 2 from a quest, I think? But you also just passively get Broil 3 if you level up fast enough, so I skipped it. X square music note, circle X, circle, square dollar sign, circle X, triangle, square, circle, circle, music note. That's probably fine. Hey look, it's Hildibrand. Oh. I don't know what I expected. Hey, at least his clothing isn't destroyed. I was hoping that would target him, but it didn't. Fiend! Friend! My pursuit of the Mandragoras has led me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here somewhere. Oh, I have to do level sync. Oh no. Many shapes! Now would be a good time to have Chocobo. So we have Tomato King, Mandragora Queen, Onion Prince, Eggplant Knight, and Garlic Jester. Forgot there was actually another fate in the Hildibrand questline. There's probably a strategy here, but I don't remember what it is. Yep, these are the Mandragoras. They're a vegetable creature. You can get a plushie of every one of these in the game and put them in your room. Not in real life, though, I don't think. But yeah, just like a little close-up look at all of them. They don't seem to be threatening. Yeah, I don't have indomitability. There's a lot of like moves here that I can't... I've leveled up so far over what I'm supposed to be that by the time I'm actually there, I'm not going to remember what moves I have. Anyway. I guess we're just leaving Hildibrand here. Impeccably fought, my friend. I only wish I'd seen the battle with my own eyes. You may go on ahead to Costa del Sol. I shall be along as soon as I extricate myself. Good, I can pose with Hildibrand's feet. Important. I have a lot of emotes that I didn't have before also. Such as various Sentai poses. Good. Perfect. So you can do those in like multiple directions. Also, if you mash them, behold my secret combat technique! Anyway. Bye, Hildibrand. Whoops. The controller cord, when I put down the controller for a second, touched a key on the keyboard, which caused me to jump, canceling the teleportation. Oh, you get a little close-up shot of all the Mandragoras in this little header here. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see it, but you can't because my arms aren't real. It'll be interesting to look back at this video after it's done, or this stream after it's done, and see if I can hear controller noises as well as I used to be able to. Like, they're a lot quieter, I think. That's just idle thoughts. It looks like Hildibrand's fine. There's also a very shiny cat boy here, who's not related to the questline. What took you so long, friend? The Isles of Umbra are but a short sprint away. I trust you brought along the goods we so bravely reclaimed? Oh yeah, Hildibrand can run at ridiculous speeds. This is canon. You return! I feared you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage. Nope. Stolen foodstuffs, pilfered from the stores in Costa del Sol. The stolen foodstuffs! You've saved my hide today. But I must see if those purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Gugu Remu is quite particular about his seasonings. Oh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before. That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it's time we return to the case. I just gave Hildibrand an unnecessary accent by accident. Now there must be some clue that yet eludes us. Cool, the peppers have changed color. What? What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must needs investigate. Are they also explosives? No, they're blue. A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Lewenhart described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong crate. But look here, Inspector. The crate's clearly marked for Costa del Sol. How curious. Did I say purple? I meant a purplish blue, or bluish purple. The two colors are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. Unless he was colorblind? Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. Ha! The charade is up! After the man! It was as I suspected all along! The goggles must have proved the key to cracking the case. With speed, Nashu! The fiend must be brought to justice! He could just be colorblind, though. Probably. I mean, I don't know all the details about the different types of color blindness, but I know that at least with some of them, there's a difficulty distinguishing between similar colors and shades of a color. Like orange and yellow, for instance. So it would make sense if there were a form of color blindness in which it was difficult to distinguish between blue and purple. Also, this man is dead now. Unless this is just the real one. You can run, but you cannot... Yeah, they're really close to each other. Haha! If you thought you could outsprint this Mandeville man, you are sorely mistaken. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. Hildibrand. Done in by a snipper, a fitting end for an ignoble thief. Let's see what lies beyond the mask. Behind the mask. Yeah, this is just the real one. Probably. Where am I? Who are you? Everyone just folds their arms at the same time. Playing the fool will avail you not. I suggest you come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls and broken bones. Nod, nod, says Nashu. Wait, I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella when... Miss Arabella! I must find her at once! My head. It would seem that this man wears no mask. This is the true Lewenhart. I swear on my life that it's so. I was en route to the estate in Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We exchanged greetings, and the next instant he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managing to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me. But now we have a clue. The right hand will have a wound. Now that you mention it, the imposter was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him. Nod, nod. That's a good clue, actually. There's still some time before the banquet begins. Knowing our quarry, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It's unlikely that he had the time to thoroughly research his new target. Most importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We simply return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Lewenhart back to the estate, that we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. Nod, nod. Camera pan. Oh shit! The Mandragoras! They're not dead! I found you, my little ones. Let me guess, you seethed with anger at those that took from you what was yours. Says the imposter, I guess. Nod, nod. Then it would appear our goals are in accord. Make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. Uh-oh. The game is afoot, inspectors. I suppose that was taking a mask off. But the rest of the person looks the same at the moment. So I don't know how that works. Now, what mask shall I wear to the ball? Gross. There's just a face on the ground now. I wonder if you can go over there and see that prop. I don't know exactly where that was, and it's not really worth the time spent checking, but it would be funny if it was still there. Also, nice pun. I appreciate that. The cropping up joke. It's a good one. Oh, we're going to Wineport. Okay. I didn't even realize. But hey, we get to meet Arabella. The much spoken of Arabella is actually around. They do indeed. Hey, there she is. Do I dream? But I must, for such beauty could not be of this world. A gentleman's heart swoons. Hi, Arabella. Yeah, she's cute. She looks concerned. Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the estate at once. Oh, Lewin, always the worrier. Your concern is touching, but I'm a woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers. Lovely though these flowers may be, they are as unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Please call me Hildy. The pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true? I fear they are, Miss Arabella, but still your gentle heart. For as long as Hildibrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Manderville name. The gods smile upon me indeed, to send such a strong and handsome gentleman as my champion. And yet, you seem pensive, milady. Is something the matter? To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vans. I have not even met him. He sent me this clasp as a betrothal gift. A treasure from my treasure. Wear it always, the message said. I don't care how beautiful it is. It might as well be a golden shackle. Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you've not even met? Unconscionable. Father says the marriage must happen, that it's for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true Uldan, but if I may be bold, milady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, though as a servant rather than a son. You may think Father a cold and miserly man, but to me he's the man who gave me warmth and hope where I had none. I will learn to love Vans if that will make Father happy. You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you'd rather spend the rest of your days. If I had to spend another hour with you, I'd like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa del Sol and see how the inspector's investigation fares. I, as well, must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends. Yeah, I thought that's where it was going, too. Like, she wanted the marriage to be foiled. But it seems like she doesn't. I must return to the estate to prepare for the banquet. Till we meet again, friend. A case of indecency. I think that was the title of this whole episode, so I think this is the ending of this Hildibrand section. Probably. We've not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foes doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Manderville art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. 'Tis an art that I would impart to you as well, friend, though there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it shall prove invaluable in your adventures, as it has in my investigations, or failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Ashu, Miss Ellie, with me! And so they did. I think Parlay is the name of a mini-game that you can access that is connected to Hildibrand. Oops. There's that spacebar again. I think I already have it. I don't think you have to unlock it, actually. I don't know. Or maybe you do. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. And you can always catch the rest on a VOD of some kind. That fellow under the table looks terribly suspicious. Why, so he does. But he's not wearing gloves. I don't think. I think he's definitely not wearing gloves. What's everyone else have to say? All I have done to raise Arabella. I've already said this line before. Okay. You know, this isn't a bomb, but it also looks like it could be one. They could be skin-colored gloves, that's true. I mean, they have technology for that. Inspector Briarden, I've seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I've canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere. Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough if her beauty's truly a match for our own. Tee-hee. There's no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage. But, Inspector, Vans and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence. That is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the inspector here will think of something. Oh, this is when he does the thing. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over, blow something up and the like? You know, like you always do. Inspector Briarden, I knew the day would come that you recognized my many talents. Worry not about Master Vans. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, a gentleman will do what must needs be done. This is the part. The poor sot lacks even the wits to know when he's being insulted. Now to the task at hand. We must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity. Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying about. Perfect. Sucro, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. Are there a lot of people here wearing gloves? Let's see. Hand. I mean, they could all be skin-colored gloves, as you said. Hildibrand is the only person with gloves, with obvious gloves on. Oh, and Ellie, actually. And Briarden. Actually, that's pretty funny. Well, and Sucro, obviously, of course. Everyone with gloves is part of the investigation team. I mean, this guy also has gloves. That person's really suspicious, but they... You know. It was Sucro all along. She's a cat, you know. Very suspicious. Has the Lapis Maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's garb, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go, do with them as you will. Convenient. And thanks for complimenting my outfit, NPC. That text box could be funny if you're wearing something extremely ridiculous. Hello, Arabella. Greetings, friend. Oh, what's this you have for me? Sewn in a competent fashion by a reasonably talented tailor using materials of a satisfactory quality, these garments have been kept in acceptable shape and more than likely commanded an average to fair price at market. Servant's garb? But why? Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into these clothes and promise you will not leave my sight. But the ceremony! Father will be furious, and Lord Vans. We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage or whatever profits your father stands to gain from it. Lewin, if father heard you say such things... I should have said them long ago, but by not doing so I put your life in danger. Besides, we have not one but two skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice. Very well. I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait for me here. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector? Sucro, bring Miss Arabella's dress to that bumbling inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see to his task, but I'd imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now let us return before the festivities begin. It is now clear where this is going. It is perhaps... Yeah, I fear this slightly. I always have to check to see if Nashu's falling asleep or not. Ah, you returned, me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vans at the ceremony. Is there aught I might do for you? An expertly tailored dress, certain to make eyes bulge and hearts stop. It's okay, you can get an exact copy of this and wear it without too much trouble. Why, this is Miss Arabella's dress. I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it, but worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. And with that I must attend to Master Vans before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend, I assure you that Inspector Briarden and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find a seat and enjoy the festivities? You will not elude me this time, fiend. Well, all we can do now is watch things happen. Hey, we didn't even sit down. Curses, how am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling about? Friends, family, business associates, 'tis an honor and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by the Brugera Consortium and the East Aldenard Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. I think those were the voices. The Lapis Maiden! If even half the tales of our beauty are true, Vans is the luckiest bastard in all the realm. Yalto Nolto, Sainana, honored guests, it's a great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son Vans, future chair of the Brugera Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Guguremu of the East Aldenard Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows here today, and the happiness that's theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing of for ages to come. Damn you, Hildibrand Mandeville, you had one job. She's beautiful. Were the rabble expecting otherwise? She's my bride, after all. It's very clear where this is going. Milady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we're wed, you will want for nothing. Pray give your hand unto me. Yep. My sun and stars! Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes! I'm yours and shall be forevermore. It even labels this text box as Hildebella. Oh dear. What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant? Oh dear. See, I was worried about this a little bit. Not quite what I'd intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. Yeah, we can kill this groom-to-be. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who would take aim at her life. Don't flex too hard, the dress might rip. Maybe. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me. The game is up, Vans, or shall I call you by another name, the thief of many faces? It's not Vans. Nashu? Me, the thief? Are you mad? It appears my masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there's not a soul in the realm who's not heard the tales of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men here in Costa del Sol who had gazed upon her lovely visage before today.
her master Guguremu and her steward Leonhardt. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vance, you were to have your first glimpse of the bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at a glance I was not the fair maiden? None save you, ye of 1,000 faces.
Hildibrand is doing his best. One of the people in the crowd had like a happy grin on their face, I think.
And anyone else with half their wits about them? Dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest that pervert at once. Lock him up in a jail and throw away the key.
This guy sucks.
Arabella? Oh, thank the gods you're safe. Come with me quickly. There's a dangerous madman about.
But wait, how can you know who she is? You are the crime. Oh, it's the necklace, but also that is the crime, and he does have gloves.
A glove on his right hand. Could it be?
Good, we get to destroy the guy who sucks. Maybe. It's difficult to snap your fingers with a glove on, so this person has talent. Honestly. Oh, they were just after the necklace. Ah, that man is a fool, but it would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not, and what's yours is now mine. That's the thief! Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him! Oh no! They've cropped up. Sort of. Most of them. They're doing their best also.
You came all this way for me? You love me. You really love me.
What? Okay. I forgot about that part as well. But Hildibrand did something useful, I guess. Unfortunately, this person has smoke bombs, so they're immune to all everything. The attention is most flattering, but I've taken what I came for, and now I must away. My lords, my ladies, till we meet again. It was just the necklace. It's fine. That's not important. Also, what happened to Vance, the actual one? And Arabella had fun, which is the important part.
I hear the real Vance was found bound and gagged in a storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I'm sorry. For what, milady? The banquet was more exciting than I ever could have hoped for. Vance and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it's for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It's you, Inspector Hildibrand, who taught me this lesson.
Hildibrand, no.
For the love of God, somebody find him a change of clothes. But one thing still puzzles me. The thief's challenge said he'd steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue. Yet in the end, he took only her necklace. Now that you mention it, Master Guguremu told me about the clasp when it first arrived, engraved with the mark of the Sun Goddess. It is one of the most treasured pieces from the Bruguiere collection, known by many as Zema's virtue.
Ah, tricky wording.
Maiden's virtue indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines.
They're expecting the next challenge, I assume. There it is. Rip. R.I.P. Onion. Over here, Inspector, it says, made you look. There it is. They used that, the clown car horn sound.
The fiend plays us for fools. Give that to me at once.
God. This quest line.
When we next meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must ever be on guard. The fiend attempted murder once. He may very well do so again. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words, when next we meet, you will be mine. Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, fairly, indubitably, the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. Huh? Nod. Wait, Nashu has a bomb right now. Oh, wait, no, she has the onion. The vegetable, I think. Why are you holding that, Nashu? And then Arabella just poked it and started giggling. The background details are also great. Anyway, we don't have to deal with anything surrounding Hildibrand in a dress now. Which by itself is not a problem. The thief's reaction to it wasn't great. Oh yeah, the parlay minigame. Entertain yourself as many a Manderville man has by opening the toy chest in an inn room. It's a little minigame about like cards and stuff, probably. I forgot what it is. To the victor goes a priceless treasure, while the smile of a champion holds secrets untold. Are 8 legs better than 2? Can a Manderville man triumph over terrors and win the day? Hildibrand will return in the Colosseum Conundrum. By the way, that was fucking Ultros, if you missed it. Ultros is here now. Also, Gilgamesh is back. I mean, Greg. The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, it's a real key and a figurative one? At the same time? Is that even possible? I guess we'll find out next time. And Godbert's here too, unfortunately for me. Because I don't like him very much, honestly. I mean, he can be funny sometimes. But yeah, toy chest. Contains several minigames. We'll look at that eventually. Hey, Ellie. We won't be able to do all of this now, probably, but I will start it. Sucro, I was wondering when you'd show up. I got the latest scoop on the victor's spoils that our many-faced friend has set his sights on. Have you visited the Colosseum of late? There's a tourney in the works, and it's looking to be a big one. The Mithril Cup, sponsored by none other than Amagina and Sons mineral concern. They say that Master Firgeis will be furnishing the prizes himself from his personal collection. Small wonder it's captured the attention of Mr. Sticky Fingers. You are familiar with the concern, yes? It's only the largest mining interest in the Sultanate, after all. Your chairman, Mr. Firgeis, sits on the syndicate and possesses such wealth that rumor has it he could buy half the realm if he chose to. He's also renowned for being something of a martial arts enthusiast, with his position affording him little opportunity to test his own skills. He settles for living vicariously through the exploits of others, hence his sponsorship of tournaments like the Mithril Cup. My colleague Ganelon is in Ul'dah covering the tourney as we speak. If we were to track him down, I bet he'd be able to give us something to get our investigation started. Oh Christ, what voice do I give Ultros? I haven't considered this. I forgot Ultros. How did I forget Ultros? Wow. If only I could do a Gilbert Gottfried impression. Maybe I can. Maybe this is an untapped potential hidden within me. Before we start this, let's go to the Adventurers Guild, which is also the inn, so we can check out Parlay very quickly. I'm like 95% sure that I cannot do a Gilbert Gottfried voice. And 100% sure that if I tried, it would be very loud also. It would probably be not advisable. You might have a voice in like 13 or something. So, Parlay. I have no idea how to play this. It doesn't mean anything to me to look at this. I'm probably losing. Yep. So that was Parlay. I don't know what that is, but it's probably fine. On that note, I'm gonna be right back, actually. Ew.
Hello, and welcome back. I guess I'm welcoming myself back, actually, when I say that. That's a little silly. So, we have started yet another Hildebrand thing. Also, I have just learned that I need to figure out what to eat for dinner tonight. It's neither here nor there, but I don't know. Viewer interactivity. Tell me your suggestions. That's half joking. Let's do a little bit of this at least. This recording is about 2 hours long so far. It's not bad for a stream, honestly, but eggs are one of the many things that I've recently learned I'm not supposed to eat, which includes everything that exists. That's a recent development in my personal life. I had a test done for sensitivity to food and other things, and I cannot eat anything. I had to subsist entirely on photosynthesis. That's only partially true. Can't have eggs, can't have dairy, can't have gluten. Well, I mean, it says that, but I haven't gotten to the point where I'm actually acting on those things that it says yet. They're not allergies, though. That's a key important part. It's not allergies, it's sensitivities. Incidentally, one of the things I'm listed as sensitive to is also a metal that is used in computers. So I am currently weakened, maybe. Probably not, honestly, but yeah. Anyways. Ganelon. Do you have some kind of wand, maybe, that I could use to defeat Ganon? No, that's Gamelon. It's someone else. Yes, I'm a busy man. If you're looking for small talk, I suggest you look elsewhere. No need to be rude, Ganelon. She's a friend of mine. Now, what say you share your latest findings with us? I promise I'll make it worth your while. Ellie? Well, if it isn't the Mithril Eye's star reporter. Come to have a laugh at Ganelon's expense before returning to pin your latest front page feature, eh? Oh, very well. Just promise you'll put in a good word for me with the higher-ups, okay? Let me tell you about this. There's strange things afoot at the Colosseum. Bugger all! It's a travesty, I tell you! Mystery voice. And who are these people? I hate what they're wearing. Hotch, Hugh, and Hamo, whatever's the matter? And where, pray tell, is Hutchin? The four of you will compete for the cup together, yes? I fear that an unfortunate mishap has left Hutchin in no condition to fight. We were just on our way to convey the dire news to Dower Meadow. Mishap my arse! This was sabotage! Some bloody coward out there will stop at nothing to eliminate his competition. I swear it on my subligar! I forgot there was like the subligar squad. And I hate it. Lower your voice, Hotch. My head stings enough without your bloody shouting. Oh. Same guy, actually. Hutchin, should you not be resting your wounds? Oh, but forgive your incompetent, unworthy comrade. If I'd been quicker with my mantra, we would still be 4 men strong. Do not berate yourself so, Hamo. In victory and defeat, the Mantravilles fight as one. Oh. Oh no. Are they also inspired by... Uh-oh. You bear no more responsibility for my wounds than I. Any road, I dare say I'll not be getting back into fighting fettled by arsing about in bed. I'm ready to chant some mantras. What about the lot of you?
Hutchin, for you I am always ready. Now that's what I like to hear. 1,000 mantras, and I want each one to ring out over the Saguli.
At least they're excited about it. The Mantravilles? Aye, as Hutchin tells it, they took their name from a training partner they met at the Fist of Ralger, a man they most admired for his devotion and chiseled physique. Consider me not the least bit interested. Just talk of attacks on the competitors. However, of this I would know more. Ah, yes, I mentioned that strange things were afoot, yes? With mere days left before the Mithril Cup, a staggering number of would-be combatants have withdrawn, citing a host of curious ailments and injuries. With the list of entrants shrinking by the day, the organizers have been forced to abandon the elimination format, in favor of a mass melee between what few battlers remain. The Phantom Thief's challenge, gladiators dropping like flies. No, this is no mere coincidence. I would speak to the individual in charge of the event. Where might I find him? Though the concern sponsors the tourney, the day-to-day organizational duties are being handled by a fellow by the name of Dower Meadow. He should be in his office within the Colosseum's halls. I'll send word to the gateman, Yuyubaya. He owes the Mithril Eye a favor or two. Splendid. Come, Sucro, we've got a case to crack. They could still use pants, that's true. Hildibrand and Briarden are as of yet nowhere to be seen. Wait. Someone in the area's shout chat, or whatever defaults to yellow text, may or may not be delivering a sermon, or perhaps have been in the middle of it. And there was also somebody with the last name Godzilla nearby while this was happening. That's MMOs for you. I'm not a theologian. I don't know a lot about religion. But someone said the line, "And lo, did he walk upon the dry sands, and wept the life-giving moisture to drive away the dry." It certainly sounds like a religious sermon. Maybe someone will recognize that. Anyways. From the Mithril Eye, you say? Then by all means you're free to enter. I'm an honorary journalist. And a cat. Godzilla does a lot of things, I'd imagine. I'm Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye, never blinking, all-seeing, you know the deal, yes? And you must be Dower Meadow. I was hoping I could ask you a few questions about the upcoming tourney. Ha ha! Who am I to argue with free publicity, and from a charming little thing like yourself? Ask away, me girl. That said, between the challenge from that so-called Phantom Thief and now these bizarre attacks targeting the fighters, our tourney's already the talk of the town. Could be a role-playing religious thing, that's true. Not that you'll see me complaining, provided someone's still left to fight, that is. You're free to investigate as you wish, but you'd be smart to exercise some caution. Needless to say, recent events have everyone here a bit on edge. Just moments ago, one fighter almost took off another's head for insulting the color of his sublet. Looks like we've got ourselves another... Those two aren't in the entry books. Uh-oh. There they are. Well, we know who'd win. And our challenger unleashes a vicious right hook as the gentleman inspector was channeling his strength for the next attack. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner! Inspector Briarden, as efficient as ever, I see. A true gentleman eschews violence, Inspector. You were thinking. It annoyed me.
Tower Meadow, I presume. Tell me everything you can about the prizes for this tourney, and try to be brief. Was wondering when you might ask. Master Fairgress has spared no expense in making the Mithril Cup the most lucrative tourney this Colosseum's ever seen. The victor will receive a true treasure from his collection, the Warden's Grace, a ring fitted with the largest sun sphere you'll find outside a cairn. The second and third place prizes are nothing to sneeze at neither. But I don't care how many faces he's got, we've nothing to fear from this thief. The concern has hired an elite regiment of stone torches to watch over the vault, day and night. Yes, just as the brass blades were so successful in stopping the thief last time. If you want your treasures safe, go fetch them and bring them to me. And be quick about it, I haven't all day. Fear I can't do that, Inspector. After all, what proof do I have that you ain't Mr. Many Faces in another of his elaborate get-ups? No, if you want to get your hands on the spoils, you'll have to claim them as any other would, in battle. As a matter of fact, what with the ranks thinned as they are, we're actively recruiting new competitors. The more the merrier, and the more lucrative at that. Gah-ha-ha! Voicing laughter is difficult. Sometimes. Now, where did our receptionist get off to? Over here, you slimy bugger. We've got some fresh blood for the melee. Give me a moment, will ya? I've only got 8 arms. Or were they legs? Surprise, I can do kind of a voice. It's Ultros. You called? I was just about to give the lovely Miss Avila the grand tour. Inspector Hildibrand, look! He's purple. He is purple. Astute as ever, Nashu. This color, this overabundance of appendages. I smell a case. Ah, that's just my receptionist, Ultros. That was the Hotel Mario voice again. I keep slipping into it. Don't be startled now. He's an ugly little bugger, but he's friendly enough. Word has that he was one of many bizarre creatures born from a recent experiment with ancient incantations at the Thaumaturge's Guild. They were going to seal him away in a hole in the desert with the others when he opened his slobbering mouth and started pleading for his life. I just want to live in peace. I'll do anything, anything. So the management hired him to perform odd jobs about the Colosseum. Am I ever glad they did? I tell you, this job ain't glamorous, but it sure has its perks. What a delicious morsel. I want to get my tentacles around her. Yeah, he's still Ultros, by the way. He's still Ultros, by the way. I know not who you are or where you hail from, and I do not care. If you dare challenge me, my Tempest Blade will show you no mercy. You can forget about your case, Inspector. There's only one who will claim the victor's spoils, and that is me. Very well. Oh, I just love it when she talks stuff. Now who's the chump who wanted to get a pummeling by my lovely little Abby? Oh, Ultros. I guess it's me. Though a gentleman takes far more pride in rescuing fair damsels than fighting them, I fear we have little recourse. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall do what must be done to... Sucro Funk will be entering the tournament on my behalf. Sucro Funk? You do look like a funk. What does that mean? You do look like a funk. Oh hey, I'm recognized. I'll take a screenshot of that one. I started saying screenshot and picture at the same time, so it came out as a weird hybrid. That's anyways, bugger me with a spear! To think I'd see the day when a warrior of light stood in my Colosseum. Hear that clink, clink, clinking? That's the sound of Gil poured into our coffers. When the public finds out that a true Aorzean hero will be stepping into the ring. What voice am I doing for this guy? It's everywhere. To fight for the Mithril Cup. I reckon your friend can tag along too. Show him where to sign, Ulti. Ultros noise. With Sucro, I suppose we have a good a chance as any. Now we just need to make sure she doesn't come down with some curious injury. But Gladiatrix, Vila, was it? Seemed quite certain of her chances at victory. Suspiciously certain, I would say. Ha! I'm already 10 steps ahead of you, Inspector. That Ultros fellow seemed most knowledgeable about Miss Avila. Come, Nashu, the investigation is afoot. As much as that sounds like an amazingly productive line of investigation, might I suggest that our first priority is to keep Sucro here safe? Let's return to Ganelon and see what else he can tell us about these mysterious attacks on the combatants. Very well, I shall leave that task to you. I have a lead of my own to investigate. Should you uncover any new information, I trust you'll share it with me at the first opportunity. Well, we got a lot of things happening now. Ultros is still Ultros. Ashu's still doing her best with note-taking. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see how Ultros fares. Look, I know you're the warrior of light and all, but we can't afford to take any chances. Be on your guard, Sucro. I suppose that our questioning of Mr. Ultros can wait. Let's see if this Ganelon fellow can enlighten us. My fairy is kind of in his face. You again? I already told you... What? Enter the tourney, you say? Are you out of your bleeding mind? I've got a suspicion or two, which I'm happy to share with you, but in the end you'll have to protect yourself, you hear? I've been asking around, and it seems that more than a few of the fighters who pulled out of the tourney were scheduled to fight a warrioress by the name of Avila. I can't make any promises, but my instincts tell me this girl is bad news. Don't take it from me when you can hear it from someone who crossed blades with her just days ago. A fellow by the name of Raging Rat had the misfortune of being matched up with Avila in the preliminary round and earned himself a right bruising from it all. Last I heard, he was resting up back at the Pugilists Guild. Why don't you pay him a visit? Very well, I shall do this. I had to make sure where the Pugilists Guild... Pugilists? That's not a thing. The Pugilists Guild was. Hello, Raging Rat. How are you doing today? Quite raging? Maybe? Come to have a good laugh at old Raging Rat's expense, have ye? Well, you're not the first. I say, is there not a man in this entire realm without an ounce of sympathy? Greetings, good sir. How fortunate you are today that your guest is Hildibrand Mandeville, gentleman and inspector. If you would, please enlighten me to how exactly it was that you were beaten to a bloody pulp by Miss Avila. Gentlemen, my arse! Have you not a wit, a delicacy? Never you mind. Look, the records may say I lost, but I'll admit to nothing of the sort. I'll shout it at the top of my lungs and no one else will. The girl doesn't fight fair. Tempest Blade, some kind of foul sorcery, if you ask me. This person's voice is also all over the place. Mark my words, that girl's up to no good. If she weren't so damned easy on the eyes, she'd be rotting in jail as we speak. The girl's all a Megan, or haven't you heard? You know how it is with those refugees. Why fight with honor when you got nothing to lose? Wow, don't like that line of thought, Mr. Raging Rat. Yes, and why not disparage an entire people in a pathetic attempt to salvage your sorry pride? Thank you, Ellie. This one's a real piece of work, Sucro. Let's be on our way. I didn't mean no offense, miss. Just telling it like it is, as it were. Perhaps it truly is some manner of sorcery, as the fellow says. Or perhaps she works with an accomplice? She didn't strike me as the magic-wielding type. If I were a betting woman, I'd put my gill on the ladder. Ah, Miss Ellie, the thrill of the chase has struck a chord with you, I see. With you as well. Yes, I can see it in the wrinkles beneath your eyes. We might very well make an inspectress of you yet. I'll give you a good wrinkle, you insensitive boor. What if the man... If what the man says is true, it's likely that her fellow Alamegans might sympathize with her plight. An accomplice would hardly be out of the question. Yes, I can see it now. Two unfortunate souls shunned by those around them, united by destiny and a common desire for justice. Ample appendages whirling wild... wrong voice. Ample appendages whirling wildly, sending gusts of wind flying every which way. Avila and Ulti, a match made in the heavens. Were it any more obvious, I could have solved this case without leaving my home. Incredible! Your powers of deduction never fail to amaze, Inspector. What is it with you two and that infernal octopus? Mr. Ultros should be at the Colosseum. Let's hurry before he slithers back off to whencesoever he came. The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure that he's not far off. Like, if you think about it, there's wind happening. Ultros is here. Who's Ultros' friend? Ultros is classically seen with a friend by the name of Typhon, known for sneezing and saying the word funga, which means nothing, but is fun to say and think about. People in Ulda chat are now shouting about the Doug's Dimsdale Dimmadome instead of preaching religion, unless that's one and the same. I don't know these things. Ashy, are you asleep? No. Okay. Just checking. Shh, friend, and look over yonder. That's not the right voice either. Behold those exquisite legs, those stylish tentacles, the unearthly undulations. I was doing the Ultros voice early. Behold those exquisite legs, those stylish tentacles, the unearthly undulations of his squirmy, squishy body. Our friend Ulti is a most fascinating creature indeed. Behold how he carefully eyes the gladiatrix before him. What manner of mischief is he plotting? He speaks! Yes, this is most suspicious indeed. Nobody likes Ultros. Oh, what is this? The girl has fled in a panic. My friend Ulti appears to be discouraged. Look at the way his shoulders sag. Or they would sag if he had shoulders. Slime sounds. Nakori is on the move. Quickly, Nashu. We must pursue. Well, I mean, the receptionist seems like a decent person to ask about stuff, regardless of how suspicious an octopus he may or may not be. That's the Gladiator questline. That's different. Nashu's not the one falling asleep, I am. Ah, there he is. He will not escape us so easily, Mr. Ultros. He's over there. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. This is not going to end well for Ultros. I recognize this person. Uh-oh. Oh, dear.
Ultros is going to fucking die in a second, probably.
Mr. Alti seems to have found himself another gladiatrix. What might he be plotting this time? Look at those succulent legs. I reckon they taste just wonderful in a good marinara sauce. Marinara sauce. Ah, he speaks! Okay, maybe she's also running. And another girl rushes off. Whatever did he say to her? He looks so sad. Shall we douse him in lemon butter and put him out of his misery, Inspector? Whatever is he doing with these girls anyway? Call me crazy, but I think he likes them?
I mean, yeah, that's obvious. He clearly has lecherous ambitions or something. It's Ultros.
Poor Mr. Ultros didn't seem to have much luck with the ladies. Speaking only for myself, I'd love to have him for dinner. Perhaps in a nice lemon butter sauce.
Nashu, please. It's uncomfortable to talk about eating sentient beings. Godbert's here. What price victory indeed. I didn't notice that.
Poor misunderstood Ulti. Here we suspected him of criminal activity, when in truth he was just a gentle soul, luckless in love. Oh, Ulti, can you find it in your squishy, slimy heart to forgive us? Yes. Now, perhaps we should return to our investigation. If Avila is as suspicious as they say, perhaps we should follow her around for a bit. Dower Meadow back at the Colosseum should be able to enlighten us as to her whereabouts. An excellent idea, Miss Ellie, but I have a better one. Let's return to the Colosseum and speak with Dower Meadow. From him we shall ascertain Miss Avila's whereabouts, upon which we shall follow her about to see if she's indeed as suspicious as they say.
That's the same idea, Hildebrand.
Come, Nashu, the investigation calls.
Ellie's just used to it at this point. Meanwhile,
don't think Uncle Ulti didn't see you following me. What's that big idea, eh? I'm nothing more than a stupid octopus. Or am I? Come on now, I just want what any octopus wants. A cute girl, untold riches, the admiration of millions. Can Uncle Ulti dream?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, kids, hate to ink and run, but then again, I am an octopus.
Quest accepted. There is an octopus. Back into the Colosseum. We're doing a lot of, Someone in the shout chat just said, my IQ test came back negative, thank God. And then someone said, congrats, bro. Interesting things happening in Ul'dah today.
Yes, what is it this time? I'm a busy man. Looking for Avila, you say? She said something about sharing a flagon with her countrymen over at the Coffer and Coffin. I reckon you might still find her there. I'll warn you, though, if you're smart, you'll keep your distance from that one. The poor bugger Ganelon tried to interview her for an article. Thought the girl was gonna rip his head clean off. How can I put this? She doesn't seem to take kindly to being asked questions of a personal nature, if you catch my drift. That said, if you're looking for a good sparring match to warm you up for the tourney, that might just be the ticket.
Gar har har.
I assure you there will be no need for gratuitous fisticuffs, my good sir. With my remarkable powers of espionage, we will ascertain the information we need without the fiery lass even being alerted to our presence. Let us be off.
And this is out in Thanalan. I should take a drink of water. I'm doing a lot of gravelly voices. Someone's riding a golden bird. That's fine. Sometimes there's just golden birds. Nashu, there's nothing in that direction, really. I mean, there is a turtle.
Behold, the lovely Miss Avila, just as predicted. Let's keep watch from here as to not set off the girl's famed temper. How many times must I tell you, there's no cause for concern. The spoils shall be mine. It may as well be written in stone. Do you realize what this means? We've suffered, and suffered long, but my victory shall mark a new era. Just as Rauban al-Din won a new life for himself at the Colosseum, I shall win a new life for our people. The prize that I shall claim shall bolster the wealth of our people 1,000, no 10,000-fold. In a land where wealth is power, we will be kicked to the gutter by the Oldans no longer. And with that I must be off to the Nanawa mines to meet my sister. Miss Avila's self-assurance is ever a sight to behold. I deduce that my own chances of felling her on the field of battle are infinitesimal. That word again. I could have told you that before you signed up. Come now, we have a suspect to pursue.
Meanwhile...
Trying to steal Avila from Uncle Ulti's tentacles, are you? I'm afraid that isn't gonna happen. Yes, Uncle Ulti's homemade explosive will see that this is the end of the road for you. Does that make me a bad octopus? Ah, the distinctive smell of fire sand. Another one of your handcrafted explosives, I take it, Nashu.
Heavens no, Inspector. This is far too elaborate to be one of mine. Do you think whoever crafted this would be willing to give me a lesson?
They're on to me! Preposterous! Could it be the musclehead isn't as stupid as he looks?
I see. In any event, I shudder to think of what might happen if an unsuspecting passerby chanced upon such a hazardous object. Allow me. Heave-ho!
You gotta be kidding me!
Another good voice for Ultros would be Meowth from Pokemon, I think. I feel like I'm somewhere between that and Gilbert Gottfried and my own abilities to do any of that voice is...
I'm doing my best.
Anyways. Ultros exploded. But don't worry, he's a comedy creature, so he's invulnerable to death.
The maiden in mining garb must be the sister of whom Miss Avila spoke. Let us listen a bit closer. I thought we agreed no hard labor until your leg is healed. I swear, sometimes I think you were born solely to give your poor sister headaches. Says the girl who once fought off 10 Imperials with one good arm. Perhaps someday you'll understand that your little sister can take care of herself just as well as you. Speaking of which, what news of the tourney? Worry not, Hegelina. I've taken all the necessary precautions. The Warden's grace is as good as ours. Even the most modest estimates value its worth at some 30 million gil. Do you realize what this means? Necklaces from Ishtaim, sunsilk dresses, all the luxuries you've ever wanted will be yours. The poor little girls in shabby clothes, objects of pity and scorn for the old Don upper crust, those days are over. After I claim victory, we will take our rightful place at the top of society. I don't know, Abby. Wealth is all well and good, but when I see you stand tall in the Colosseum, hundreds and thousands cheering your name, I'm proud. No matter how humble our birth, if we stand strong and stand together, this alone is all the wealth I ask for. That is your problem, Hagalina. You've always been too quick to settle for less than your worth. But worry not, for your sister's watching over you. I will do this for us. I must return. Gods forbid one of those prying reporters overhears us. That's my Abby, unfazed by a duel to the death, yet terrified to be caught in a moment of tenderness. May the gods smile upon you, sister, and be safe. A more moving display of sisterly love I've not seen, and yet I fear it's afforded us little in the way of prospective clues. It would seem Avila's obsession with victory runs even deeper than we imagined. That said, I can't help but feel a bond with the girl. My sister and I were alone in the world too, you see. Inspector, did you hear what I heard?
Look, kids, Uncle Alty's headed out to here with you. Do you think you can just fall in this pit and die like a good little girl? I'm talking to you, Miss Warrior Light. You hear that sound? Just one step closer. Closer.
Oh.
Not you, you idiot!
Also, Ultros has, like, one of those comedy inflated wound pieces. I forget the name. I think.
Ahem. No need for concern, friends. I've simply taken the liberty of investigating this hole in the ground. I'm pleased to report that there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary.
Our hero. Now, shall we return to Ul'dah? The Mithril Cup will be starting before long. Now, the last thing we want after all this is to lose our bout by forfeit.
Could it be? Did that muzzlehead dive straight into my trap to save his companions? The others seem completely unsurprised by this turn of events. Doubtless he's performed such selfless acts before. A true gentleman, if ever I saw one. But if you think that means I'm gonna show mercy on you, you got another thing coming. Time to break out the big guns, kids. Wait a minute, I dug 2 pits, didn't I? Come to think of it, the second one was right around... Ah, give me a break!
Oh, Ultros. That seems to have been a much deeper pit. And they're doing their best that they can with the limited amount of animations and stuff that Ultros seems to have. So, did you know that this quest line is very silly? Oh, okay, we're not actually going back to town yet. Keep accidentally landing because I'm like looking away while driving. I'm doing the opposite of what you're supposed to do while you're driving a car, which is not focusing on the road. Drive safely, everyone. Whatever does he think he's found this time? Yes, is something the matter? We're on something of a tight schedule here, Inspector.
Stand back, Miss Ellie. My well-honed inspector's senses are tingling. I feel a most fearsome adversary lurking about.
Well, there's Ultros. With 2 lumps on his head. I remembered the word lump.
This time you're really up the creek without a paddle, kids. Say hello to a not-so-little friend of mine from the Colosseum. He's large, he's in charge, and most of all, he's hungry. He's somewhere, probably. Where in the world is he? I haven't got all night.
Found him. Godbert's here. That's the problem. Farewell, creature that I couldn't identify quickly enough due to it being spun around repeatedly.
My chimera! Who's that half-naked fool?
Well, what voice did I give Godbert again?
Father, could it be that the aura of unmitigated murderous rage I felt was not our quarry, but you? Hildy, I was merely taking a stroll in search of inspiration and materials for my newest masterpiece in the making. Now what brings you and your friends to these parts today? Just a bit of sleuth work, Father dear, and with that we must return to Ul'dah. If you've not heard, your son is set to compete for the Mithril Cup. Oh-ho, moonlighting as a gladiator, are we? A fitting second career for a Mandragora man, if I do say so myself.
Ultros is sweating.
That muscle-bound old man's the inspector's father? Remind me never to go to one of their family reunions. Who is this inspector anyway?
Hildy is a worthy rival if ever there were one. And who's that?
Who goes there?
Oh, it's Craig. And also a chicken.
Hildy, Sucro, I have been waiting for this day.
Well, looky who we have here. You're quite the intimidating gent yourself. A friend of the inspector, mayhap?
I am Gilgamesh, wandering duelist, and I am not so much the inspector's friend as his enemy.
Well, that makes two of us. Perk up, Gulliver, because this might just be our lucky day.
No one gets his name right.
Is there no one in this accursed realm who can remember my... Call me what you will, friend, but heed my words. Sucro is a formidable foe.
That sounded like high praise coming from a big fella like yourself. To have such a powerhouse as a sidekick, that inspector must be something else indeed.
I know not what brings you to do battle with these two, but I warn you, you will end up as seafood soup if you face them alone.
Nice reference there.
And with that I must be off. For reasons I do not entirely understand, I'm considered something of a fugitive in these parts.
Probably because you steal weapons, but you know, it's fine.
Sucro, I will not fall so easily this time.
I also love these idiots.
Well, looks like I got my legs full, all 8 of them. And if that adventure's too strong to take on alone, I just have to bring along a friend.
Godbert has detected creature.
A subtly twisting ring to calling to mind the undulations of a creature of the sea. Yes, inspiration has struck.
Nobody here but us octopodes.
Look forward to your next life as a masterpiece, fiend.
We've got this happening again. Oh. This freaking quest line. I don't know what that sound effect is for.
Muscleheads, I hate them.
They have to get all the Ultros quotes in. You got seafood soup, you got muscleheads. That's all of the 2 things that Ultros has said ever. That's not true. This game. It'll be quite something to get back to the regular tone of the story after this, won't it? Someone's posing. Casting a spell, perhaps? Oh, someone was dead. Okay. Normal things in Ul'dah. Probably used the self-destruct ability. By the way, one of the best reasons to become a blue mage in this game is because you can explode. And just fall over in town for comedy. I've never done any blue mage stuff. Maybe I should.
Good heavens, chancing upon father like that. I dare say it's taken a year off my life. Quite a crowd is assembled. It would seem the festivities are nigh about to commence. I hope to uncover more of Miss Avila's secrets, but no matter. What better place to continue my investigation than on the field of battle?
The trouble with truffles.
Good heavens, we haven't much time before the tourney begins. We must hasten back to the Colosseum and apprise ourselves on the rules of engagement. To a true gentleman, the battle is not about victory or defeat, but fighting with honor. Whatever treachery or guile my opponents may employ, I must not and I will not lower myself to their level.
Okay. I'm just gonna fight him. I'll do what it takes to win, because I'm a cat, not a gentle lady. Gentlewoman. I think it'd be really great if you had to fight Godbird or something. Hey, Ultros is still alive.
Bumps in the head, chipped teeth, and one shabby-looking octopus. I tell you, they don't pay me enough for this. But all that's gonna change soon, isn't it, buddy? Funga!
Ah, Mr. Ultros, just the octopus we were looking for. I was hoping that you might enlighten us as to... Ye gods, who gave you those ghastly bruises?
The bruises? I fell down the stairs, that's all. Now get lost, I'm a busy octopus. Funga!
Ouch, you have my sympathies, good sir. It is challenge enough to coordinate 4 limbs, but let alone 8. Is there someone inside your office?
No, whatever gave you that idea? I am simply, fumigating the place for pests. Pests like yourself. Now, don't you ever go a battle to go fight?
Etc. Inspector, I think something's alive in there.
That's just me talking to myself. Yes, fun gods. Yes, gods. Working as a receptionist is fun.
Battered, bruised, beset by vermin, and still able to find joy and fulfillment in your work, I say, Mr. Ultros, your passion for your chosen profession is truly an inspiration to us all.
Sucro, if you'd come with me for a moment, I fear the stupidity in the air might be contagious. Nod. If I remember correctly, something interesting of note, I think the class warrior in this game, one of the tanks, I think some of the quests for it have the same sort of tone as this. I think the warrior quest line just goes wild at some point. If I ever try tanking, that might be something to look into.
Well, has your investigation borne any fruit?
Well, a lot of things happened.
I see. Avila seeks to win the tourney to claim a fortune and raise her and her sister out of poverty. Furthermore, she's implied that she's taken the necessary precautions to ensure that her victory is all but certain. While trailing her, you narrowly avoided a series of dastardly obstacles, and upon your return, that strange octopus appeared considerably worse for the wear. The evidence points in one direction. The Alamegan girl and Ultros are plotting together to claim the mythical cup and its lucrative prize. It's not as preposterous as it sounds. I've done some research on our eight-legged friend. It would appear that Ultros has become something of a regular at Uldar's taverns and houses of pleasure. I suspect that he's using his inside knowledge of the workings of the Colosseum to identify and eliminate potential threats, thereby ensuring victory for Avila and earning himself a healthy commission. There's also the matter of the Tempest Blade that's rumored to be the source of the Alamegan girl's strength. This remains a mystery, which means that I fear your life is still in danger, Sucro. One of the guards informed me that several crates of refuse from the Colosseum reception room were hastily discarded in Pearl Lane not bells ago. It's a stab in the dark, but the contents may yet provide some answers. I would ask you to bring them to me.
Very well. I suppose I'll do that thing that you just said. One thing about getting back to the main game is that I might be doing a lot more normal voices for a good portion of it, instead of this wacky nonsense. That might be discouraging to some. I'm not sure. Ah, garbage. I love it. A large wooden box containing all sort of detritus gathered from the Colosseums. Some of it is still twitching. Great. I love to hear about that. Well, let me see what you found. Now what have we here? Ah yes, a spectacular assortment of innards and entrails, and what's this? A sack even more foul-smelling than the gore it was lying in, if that can be believed. And look here, something appears to be written on the side. Sintgat Sundries? It would seem this merchant has had dealings with that squishy mass of tentacles. Let's pay a visit to the man and have him enlighten us as to the exact nature of their partnership. And where's that? That's back where I just was. Welcome, welcome!
What might a discerning lady like yourself be looking for today?
Battlefields the day after slaughter smell better than the unknown contents of this bag, it says. Hey, I have a smelly bag with your name on it. What does this mean? That's a weird thing to say to someone.
I'm sorry, madam, but if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. No exchanges, replacements, or refunds. I stand by the quality of my wares, and I expect my customers to do the same. Wait, now, did Ultros send you?
I'll be asking the questions here. What exactly did you sell to that ungodly creature?
Why, an entire sack full of gold truffles, can you believe it? What with the impressive price and that distinctive aroma. They're only for the most discerning of customers, which Mr. Ultros clearly is, as he just placed another order today.
Could these truffles somehow be connected to... No, I shall stop myself before I start sounding like...
Inspector Briarden, it wounds me that you would sneak off to conduct your investigation without me, and to steal away sucro here. This gentleman is not impressed.
Did you find anything, Inspector? Good gods, what's that dreadful smell? Nashu seems to be interested.
Miss Ellie, I would have expected a cultured young woman like yourself to be more educated in the Epicurean arts. This is the most distinct and delightful aroma of the gold truffle. An acquired taste, to be sure, but one that has won the heart of many an Uldan gourmet. I particularly enjoy them slow roasted, as my dear mother makes them. Roasted, you say? Why, my mouth's watering just thinking about it. Might I be so bold as to ask the recipe?
It appears the productive portion of this conversation has come to an end. Besides, the tourney's about to begin. Let's make haste back to the Colosseum. Even if it's not obvious in any way what Ultros could be doing with these rare, expensive mushrooms, it still remains that Ultros is able to afford a significant amount of rare and expensive mushrooms.
Do you feel the anticipation in the air, my friend? This shall go down in Eorzean history as the greatest battle since I slew that dragon. That did actually happen, yes?
No, I'm afraid not. But that is a reference to Hildibrand's role in 1.0, I believe. Oh hey, we're at the end, because this is the title. Well, that merchant proved to be a spectacular waste of time which is in short supply. We must return to the Colosseum before the battles begin. Here's the plan, Sucro. I shall find a suitable vantage point to observe Miss Avila in combat. Until I've ascertained the trickery behind her abilities, you are to keep a wide berth of her blade, understood? Well... who's ready for fighting? Maybe.
There you are. I was this close to starting the melee without you. I'd be remiss not to tell you there's been a slight change of plans. Another contestant suffered a last-minute injury, and none other than our very own Ultros has stepped in to take his place. With everyone's favorite octopus joining you two in the fray, spectators are just pouring in, and bookmakers across town are raking in the guild, which ain't a bad thing for us. Word has it that Mr. Fergus himself is quite taken with my promotional skills. Aye, the future's looking bright for old Dower Meadow, it is. So what do you say? Are you ready to get your arses kicked?
I am ready for battle.
That's what I like to hear. Ladies and gents, it's time for blades to whirl and limbs to fly.
Here we are again in the Colosseum, which we last saw in the Samurai quests, I believe. Hildibrand's going to fucking die. Again.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, plutocrats and paupers, open your eyes and steel your stomachs. The Mithril Cup, brought to you by our ever-charitable friends at the Amaginas and Sons Mineral Concern, your concern is our concern, is about to begin! Various cheering. Who will stand atop the heat of maimed bodies and twisted limbs to claim victory? Will it be the tempestuous Avila of Alamigo, Sucro, the famed warrior of light, or who was that grinning fool again? Ah, that's right, Humberbatch, agent of infamy and imbecile extraordinaire! Close enough. Or will it be our 11th hour entry, Ultros, the 8-legged purple purveyor of pain? That's him. That's Ultros.
Wah! Here I am. Did you miss me?
I'd say we have a battle for the ages here, folks. Combatants, take your positions and let the battles begin. Various cheering. Also, suspicious individual in the rafters.
Alright, you know the deal. We team up and wipe out the others. Then when it's just the two of us, I'll take a dive.
And you receive your share of the winnings. I've not forgotten our promise. He's just like rotating away slowly. One of these combatants is not like the others. I have a book, for example. Hildibrand is just posing. That's a legitimate, like, gladiator ability. Look at Avila's blade spin! She's a veritable whirlwind of death and destruction out there. They breed 'em tough in Alamigo, that's for certain. This guy's voice has changed when he's announcing things, I guess. Hildibrand, you gonna do anything? You are next. I have a book. I'm a cat. You will die. Slipping away slowly.
Here we go, ladies and gents. Once my buddy gets a whiff of these raw truffles, he'll be sneezing up a storm, literally.
Oh, that's what they're for. Those aren't raw. They're clearly cooked. Or maybe they're both.
Ah, nothing like the rich aroma of rusted truffles. All this fighting's giving Uncle Ulti an appetite. Is it time for dinner yet?
I think his voice has also changed.
Wait a minute, roasted truffles?
Braised in a savory sauce, just like Mother used to make them. Feel free to have seconds. There's a whole sackful where that came from. Thumbs up!
That meddling musclehead!
He's nodding. What's taking him so damned long? The girl's gaze gives it away. Open that gate at once. It's Typhon.
Vangara?
What is that monstrosity? It's just Typhon.
Mr. Typhon, is that your stomach I hear rumbling? Could I interest you in some roasted truffles, perhaps?
What fascinating friends you have, Ulti. Why, just look at this charming little nose. Perhaps it's suffering from the case of the sniffles. Is he perhaps suffering? Poke, poke. And that's the secret of the wind attacks. Could it be? Avila's vaunted Tempest Blade. It was that monster all along. The girl played us all for fools.
You know, you could have gotten by on your regular amount of talent, probably.
Don't look at me, it was all her idea. I'm just a stupid octopus.
You were the one who approached me, you double-dealing fiend.
I just wanted to experience the thrill of battle. You know, for my work and all. Come on, Dower, has Uncle Alti ever lied to you?
What did I tell you? I knew there was something fishy about that Alamegan whore. Wow, Jesus. Alamegans. I'm racist. I'm a racist spectator. Racism, racism. But I just wanted to... My sister...
I feel for the girl. Really, my little octopus heart goes out there. But the rules are the rules, right? Now, if Uncle Alti may be so bold... I say we call off the melee and have a final showdown between the 3 remaining competitors. That would just be me, my buddy Typhon, and Sucro here. What do you say, Miss Warrior Light?
Fine, I'll kill you. Aye, that's what we want to see. Ultros, Ultros, Ultros. Apparently they fucking love Ultros around here. Well... Well, this is a most unprecedented turn of events, but who am I to deny the wishes of such a passionate crowd of martial arts aficionados? The venue, Halitali. The fighters, the tag team of Ultros and Typhon versus the Warrior of Light. Who will be left standing when the storm has settled? Be there or miss a battle for the ages. There's a lot of racism in Ul'dah, by the way. It kind of sucks a lot. Ul'dah's pretty shitty. In case you didn't know that already. So, yeah. Now we're here. So, to review, the truffles were to elicit a sneeze from the octopus's oversized crony, which would be positioned so as to appear it was coming from the Alamegan girl's blade, allowing the two to try and sweep away their opponents with ease. No wonder I wasn't able to see it sooner. It's quite possibly the most imbecilic scheme I've encountered in my years as a consulting inspector. At any rate, we have no choice but to trust in your abilities now, Sucro. Let's make for Halitali. Wait, they didn't even, like, KO Hildibrand. They just completely ignored that he was there, actually, when deciding who was remaining in the equation. I mean, as you should, honestly, but you know. Oh wait, yeah, he did get sneezed away. My memory. My memory is instantly lost sometimes. It was also sneezed away, maybe. We'll probably find him upside down in front of Halitali right now. Or at least I hope we do. I can't believe I immediately forgot that. Seems improbable, you say. Well, it seems like he's not here, so I guess you're right. There's no telling what inane trickery that octopus will attempt next. Be on your guard, Sucro. I suppose if anyone can defeat those fiends, it's you. Be safe, Sucro. Well, this tourney's turned into a right mess. With all the trouble I took preparing consolation prizes for the melee, it looks like we won't be needing them after all. Of course, as long as you're bringing in the spectators and the profits, I could give an ours. Ha ha! Laughter. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2 against 1 ain't fair, especially when one of the two is the size of a small house. So here's the deal. Why don't you bring along some of your friends for the battle? Let's say 7 of them. That should even the odds, yay? Yay? What did I say that for? Aye? Yep. Dragon's Neck Coliseum. That's Final Fantasy VI, and now it's time to fight Ultros like we fought Greg before. over here. It's a frenetic free-for-all as the Mithril Cup moves tally for the climactic confrontation. Rain will lash and winds will bluster this perfect storm of a battle. Etc. This could take a bit, because this one is probably one that people do not do very often. On purpose. Yeah, Ultros has got enough arms to punch all of the full party at once, it's fine. Eight arms, 8 opponents. It all works out in the end for good old Uncle Ulti. This is we're gonna wait here for a bit, probably. Sucro can do sick air donuts while we wait. Actually, given that I'm level 79, I wonder if it would be possible for me to solo this. That could be an interesting thing to try. I'm guessing no. My item level and stuff is far above what it should be. So it's not impossible. I could even... Well, you know... Let's try it. Could be funny. I mean, it's still 2 versus 2. I got a fairy. 3 versus 3. If nothing else, this will get the cutscene out of the way. Combatants, the final confrontation will be held here atop Dragon's Neck. If all members of a team fall from the platform, they forfeit the match. Seafood soup is not on the menu today, kids. It just straight up plays the Final Fantasy VI battle or boss music here. Not even a remix, just directly. Well, I'm sure this will go splendidly. Let me familiarize myself with my moves that I have. Okay. I can do that. I don't know the strategy here either. It's been so long. Well. He even says, no, really, this will be our last battle, honest. This might work. This might be easy as shit, actually. Look at how much damage he's taking. I don't need 8 people. I just kill. Oh no, I'm imp. I think Ultros said, man, I know what you're thinking. That's so cheap. Sorry. Or something like that. Imp punch. I still fight while doing this. Fucking punch you in the face. I don't know how to deal with being an imp for this long. But I'm still being healed by my fairy, so... You know, whatever. And I'm a little cute green creature. Funga. Severe snort. Strength will blow you away, he says. Oh. Okay, so you just have to run to the center for that part. Fair. Ah, not again.
Too clingy for you? What do you expect? I'm an octopus, he said.
Ah, beans. I think this might be possible. Still. Maybe if I focus down Typhon or something. Oh wait, no, Ultros is healing Typhon when I do that. He's saying Mr. Typhon and I are friends forever. So I want to always stay in the center. I gotta focus down Ultros. Status removed if the imp punch is executed while Typhon is invigorated? Okay. I don't know what that means. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, I think that one you have to stand to his side, because it looked like it only came from the front and back. So there's like a tell for that, I believe. Honestly, I should focus target Typhon so I can see what he's doing, probably. If I can pay attention to that. I forgot to use my damage buff that I have. Okay, so this, I think, is... Yep. What? Hey! Why did that still hit me? Okay, I might be missing something. Google. Okay. Okay. Oh, that... One of the things he's doing is supposed to wipe the party. Let's see. A line of air from each of his mouths splitting the arena in two, which slowly rotates. Aim to be on the same side. I don't really know how to deal with this. Well, I can keep trying, I guess. This feels very doable, I just don't understand a mechanic, and none guides on internet are good for telling me how to do game good. So during the imp part, you need to get hit by Ultros' water attacks, which is happening to me anyway. So that's fine. So this is supposed to wipe if you are at level. Okay. Now we just move around for a bit. I was too close before. So this is the benefit of being way over leveled, I guess, is that I can do this, actually. Now you're doing this again. So now I do this again. And again, I cannot actually be wiped by that. Ultros is dead. There's even a giant weight now. For some reason. Oh. Well. Okay. It's fine. And I win! There we go.
Thwarted again. I feel like such a sucker.
And Sucro claims the Mithril Cup.
She's a cat. And she did it. I wonder how much of the game I can do solo, actually. At this level. And we get a wind-up Ultros. Now, this one is fun. I'll show this minion off properly in a moment. So the fun thing about wind-up Ultros, which you could see from the icon there, wind-up Ultros is the map sprite of Ultros from Final Fantasy VI, which is very fun. And he wiggle. Anyway, back to Parka, the Gaelic cat. You did it, Sucro! With any luck, we've seen the last of that lecherous devilfish. I think a devilfish is something completely different, probably. Good show, Sucro. Your performance has earned us front row seats at the awards ceremony. This should afford us the perfect vantage point to thwart the thief. Come, let's return to the Colosseum. You could almost have forgotten that there was like a thief involved in this plot, probably. Too busy fighting an octopus.
A most remarkable display of martial skill, my adventuring friend. Clearly you must have been observing me well. Clearly you have been observing me well in our travels together.
The ceremony will begin any moment now. Be on your guard, our adversary might be anywhere or anyone. True. Sucro did it. She's a cat. Everybody cheer for Sucro.
It was a battle for the ages, but a worthy victor has risen to claim the spoils. Now let's take a look at the relic that our champion has won.
This guy's voice has been like at least 4 or 5 different things. Ultros is still here. And so is Typhon, apparently.
Behold, from the personal vaults of Master Fairgeist himself, the Warden's Grace, a timeless treasure the likes of which our realm has never seen. One that's earned the attention of Eorzea's most prominent pilferer.
Don't advertise that. It's a ring. Well. Above you! Ladies and gentlemen, inspectors and invertebrates, the opening act dragged on overlong, but worry not, the main event is about to begin. Triumphant music, for some reason. I know that you paid well for your seats here today, but I can assure you that my performance will not leave you disappointed. Now I invite one and all to sit back and enjoy the show. Finger snap. Well, I mean, crowd loves it. Vile fiend, mark my words, you've stolen your last treasure, I swear it on the Mandeville name. But also Greg. I think not, Hildegard. Smile. Craig, 'tis always a pleasure to reunite with old friends, but your timing truly leaves something to be desired. The crowd laughter. This has turned into a comedy skit now. Okay. Sucro, you bested me once, but not today. I shall have my revenge when I pierce your chest with my spear. Do you not mean your skewer? My spear! The crowd sound effects really add to this. Vile thief! Is there not a shred of honor in you? Return my weapon at once! This phantom thief hardly needs a distraction, honestly. Oh, it seems we have an unexpected guest. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I fear attendance at today's performance is by invitation only. Invitation. Uh-oh. Now it's raining truffles? But the battle's already... Mr. Typhon, just a moment. I'm sure I have the tissue here somewhere. Funga! Oh no. Farewell. Alas and alack! The ring sails straight into the hands of the fiend! Giving up so soon, are we? Is that Godbert? Those don't sound like the words of a Mandeville man. That's definitely Godbert. There he is. Put on some pants, dang it. Naturally. God, I forgot they did that. Ah, the dual tech. But of course, brilliant, father. If the ring won't come to me, I shall go to the ring. It'll be just like Dalamud. Nod.
Hildibrand, Hilidor, Maximilian Mandeville. Skyward, as only a Mandeville can!
Limit break animation? God, this quest line. He missed. Father, you know not your own string! Well, I feel like we've provided enough distractions for the thief to steal the entire Colosseum at this point. Those clowns are still there in the back. 997, 998, 990. I don't think that's how mantras work either. Ah, screaming. Enkidu in the back. Even in, like, concrete. Also, these were the people inspired by this guy. In the first place. Much discussion was had, apparently.
These legs, they look strangely familiar.
Chicken in the distance. This fucking quest line. Meanwhile,
Put a little too much spin on that one, it seems.
oh. Not exactly as planned, but who can argue with the results? Save for one thing. This ring is a fake. Well, but no matter, I have a feeling this will lead me to the true treasure. Until next time, friends, you've been a most attentive audience.
The key! Bloody hells! Guards, seize the fiend at once!
It being a fake explains why this guy wasn't too worried before either. Freaking... Oh, well that's not good. That's a bomb. Bombs do this. Oh. It was his distraction. A ruse. Now she loves it.
It's too late, sir. The second prize, the Ring of Inquiry, it's gone.
Second prize? What is the meaning of this?
Many-faced fiend do know the man spoke true. A master goldsmith's eyes cannot be deceived. This sun sphere is clearly a second-rate replica.
Preposterous! It's just the dim lighting. If you'll step over here... The crowd has turned against him. Have you taken ill, friend? You seem to be perspiring most heavily.
Let's not be so hasty, friends. I can explain.
Well, Hildibrand is also here.
I sold out my honor, joined forces with that odious octopus, all for a false treasure. What a fool I've been. Whatever was I thinking? Do not berate yourself so, Miss Avila. Why, it was exactly as you said, was it not? You were thinking of dear Hegelina and nothing more. I suppose I was at that... How do you know my sister's name? I assure you, young miss, under no circumstances did I tell you to the Nanawa mines to eavesdrop on your intimately personal dialogue with your beloved sister. You have the right of it. Blinded by the prospect of fortune and fame, I lost sight of myself and what I truly was fighting for. My honor and my sister's trust will not easily be regained, but I will not shirk from the challenge.
Hooray, moral lessons were learned. What was that sound?
One mystery still remains. Before the thief had identified the ring as fake, he'd already acquired the key to the storeroom. Clearly the second prize, the Ring of Inquiry, was his target from the start. But why? There must be some pattern to the items the fiend has stolen, a pattern that betrays his true intentions. The treaty blade, Zema's virtue, the Ring of Inquiry, all relics with quite a history, or to be precise, relics from the era of the Belladians. The Belladians.
Oh, if that is so, the answer is as clear as day. The fiend means to found Eorzea's greatest museum of Belladian history, pushing up the prices and gouging honest men out of their hard-earned coin. Doubtless another one of his cards will appear on the scene to tell us just as much.
Now she's falling asleep again. Whoa, well, that works. It wasn't a trick of perspective, apparently. I forgot about that. Oh no. Rip Briarden. Also, Typhon is still here. Rip Hildibrand, actually. Well, what's it say, though? That's the question.
I have enjoyed our little game, but all good things must come to an end. I shall claim the 4 sacred treasures, and justice shall be served. So this is the thief's final challenge to us. But what are these 4 treasures of which he speaks? Where the 4 treasures of Belladia become one, the wicked shall be judged in the blazing light of sun.
Nashu.
An old legend, little more than a fairy tale at that, and yet it seems the Phantom believes there's some truth in these words.
4 sacred relics from Belladia, the Warden's justice. Lofty words coming from a glorified footpad.
That's true too. They do a really good job of that in general. They do that a lot in this game actually, with translating weird 2D designs to 3D.
One who's winning over the common folk by the day, if rumors are to be believed. It would seem the tales of a master thief ruffling the feathers of the rich and famous have won the man more than a few admirers. Consider his targets thus far. An Uldan collector and her hired thugs, a trading mogul and the brass blades, and now a mining magnate and the stone torches. Is it any surprise that the sympathies of ordinary Uldans would lie with the perpetrator rather than his victims?
No, because all the rich people in Ula suck.
Astutely observed, Miss Ellie. Our quarry clearly harbors no small degree of resentment for wealth and authority. Might his next target be a member of the syndicate, perhaps the Sultana herself?
Ha! Then it will be to his downfall. For the greater the challenge, the higher I rise.
Just one moment, if you would.
Mark my words, ye of many faces, there's but one man who shall lay claim to the 4 lost relics of Belladia, and it shall be Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire.
Yes, I'm sure that inspires us all with great confidence.
Mysterious.
Was that? No, it couldn't be. Methinks Cuthbert may need a new pair of spectacles.
Well, there's one Hildibrand thing remaining, I believe. In this line of it.
It's a race to recover the 4 lost relics of Belladia. As the fiend's true identity and aspirations are revealed, will Eorzea fall prey to the forces of evil? Or will our hero do what only a Mandragora can? Hildibrand will return in her last vow. God, this game.
The key to the next case is a mask. Have you ever worn a mask for so long you forgot what you actually look like? I have. And how did they freeze in midair like that? Talk about a mystery. Oh well, see you next time.
Farewell, Enkidu. Jeez. Well, today's stream has been 2 episodes of Hildibrand Mandeville's excellent adventures in A Realm Reborn. You should know that Heavensward and Stormblood also have their own Hildibrand questlines. Neither of which I've fully completed before, so once we get there, if I do that, it will be partially a blind run, if you will. Shadowbringers does not have a Hildibrand questline, but I think they've already hinted that he will be back in Endwalker. You can think of it like seasons of Hildibrand, I guess. Hildibrand does make a cameo in Shadowbringers. And that is a good question. But yeah, I think that'll be today's stream. 4 hours, almost. Not bad. Hopefully I can stream more often, as I say always, because this has been the first stream in 3 weeks. But it was a good time. I made a lot of dumb voices. I laughed a lot. It was good. Sukra's a cat, and now I'm a cat. And, yeah. I'm just gonna stand here, honestly. and await and just log in directly into the Hildibrand quest next time. So until then, have a good night, everyone. Farewell. And thanks for watching. Stop streaming button is gonna get booped right now. Yes, I do want to stop the stream.